So just as a means of brief introduction, I came to San Francisco in 1977. I was 25 years old, and I had been in New York City just prior to that. I was studying to be a rabbi.
We have had the great pleasure of speaking with Mark for the past 12 weeks. He has been incredibly vulnerable and open with us, which we thank him deeply for, and we all can say that this experience will stay with us forever. Mark is quite the trailblazer in both his legislative impact as an openly gay man, as well as his deep community connections from his volunteer work. Most notably, Mark served in public office for 18 years on the County Board of Supervisors, in the State Assembly, and in the State Senate, as one of the first 2 openly gay men elected to the California State Legislature. As we will discuss later in this video, he has touched many lives. His Jewish faith also permeates his personal and work life. Because of this, we were inspired to split this film into 4 parts, corresponding to his 4 Jewish prayers that he speaks and carries with him daily. With this, we will begin with his first prayer.
A prayer for every moment of every day. The Hebrew is Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Shehecheyanu, V'kiyamanu, V'higianu, Lazman Hazeh. Blessed are you, Creator of the universe, who has given us life, sustained us, and brought us to this time and place.
This prayer, a beacon of thanksgiving, mirrors his journey, one marked by resilience, a deep commitment to justice, and an unwavering dedication to uplifting the marginalized. As a legislator and champion for the underrepresented, his path has been shaped by the tenets of this blessing: life, sustenance, and the arrival at pivotal moments. Each word of this prayer resonates with his battles fought and victories won, not just for himself, but for communities long silenced and overlooked.
I always thought that these civil rights issues were different from any other issue, whether it's housing, employment issues, labor issues, healthcare issues. They're all going to get amended. But when it comes to civil rights, there's not a lot of amending to do. You either do believe all people should be treated equally under the law, or you don't. I, of course, was championing making sure that everyone is equally protected under the law. So the bill that is in question here was called the Fair Education Act. And what it did, it is now state law, is it added LGBTQ Americans and those with physical disabilities to a long existing list within the education code of groups that must be included in the school curriculum. Right before Valentine's Day weekend of 2004, it was Thursday, February 12th, I will never forget that day, I introduced the nation's first equal marriage rights bill. And all it did was change the definition of marriage in the California Family Code. Until that point, it was defined as a civil contract arising out of a relationship between a man and a woman. And all we wanted to do was change the wording, a civil contract arising out of a relationship between 2 people. And we were all excited about the headlines it was going to make and what a big deal it was going to be. I did learn over time that the most important things we did, it takes many, many years of trying. And though I think of myself as a lover, not a fighter, you don't want to get in between me and an idea that I believe in. It's not a safe place to be, because I'm like a dog with a bone. And I fight until I win. And that's how I am on these public policy issues that are of importance to me.
Second prayer is Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Shehakol Nihiyeh Bidvaro. Blessed art thou, Creator of the universe, according to whose word all things will be.
In the profound words of this prayer, we find a resonant call to translate faith into action. This call was embraced wholeheartedly by Mark, whose works during the AIDS crisis exemplified a living testament to his deep-seated beliefs. By providing care, resources, and a comforting presence to those affected, his actions mirrored the prayer's recognition of a higher purpose and the power of divine guidance in shaping our responses to the world's challenges.
I somewhat naturally gravitated to community service. It was in the height of the AIDS epidemic, or mid-'80s. There was no shortage of work to be done. And I found this very dangerous thing about myself, that I liked to raise money, and I was good at it. And then everyone wants you on their board of directors because no one likes to raise money. Got involved with an early AIDS advocacy group called Mobilization Against AIDS. So there were all the service organizations, but this one was a political organization that lobbied on issues of AIDS. And I was on that board. It was one of the very first boards I joined. And the American Jewish Congress, there were Jewish groups, the Wallenberg Jewish Democratic Club, the Alice B. Toklas Club, the Milk Club, all of these clubs I got involved with. Third prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani kirtzono. Blessed are you, creator of the universe, who has made me according to your desire.
As we listen to these reverent words, we are reminded of the profound journey of self-acceptance and purpose Mark has traveled. This prayer, a celebration of one's unique existence and purpose as crafted by the Creator, echoes the life story of an individual who has embraced his identity with courage and dignity, even with the difficulties of navigating familial acceptance while struggling with one's own acceptance.
The family unit was very normative. There was nothing exceptional or out of the ordinary about it, but the gender roles and expectations were all very traditional. So when I came out, and then a few years later my younger sister came out, I tried to share the information with them as gently as possible, and pretty quickly realized it landed like a bomb. So again, they had no context for this. It was a very foreign subject, and it must have been frightful, because things we don't know, we can easily be afraid of. And had a lot of time to get used to who their kids were. And in the end, they were very proud of us and supportive of us. The American Psychiatric Association didn't remove homosexuality from its list of mental illnesses until 1973. So when I came out in '69, I was screaming to the world, I am a mentally ill outlaw. And I am not congratulating myself here, hardly. I am congratulating the wisdom and the power of an 18-year-old who, despite everything he heard, said, guess what, world? You are wrong. I am right. I'm not going to feel shame anymore. We're going to feel pride. And as I say, that's the coming out process, and it can take a lifetime. And then the fourth prayer, again, a prayer of gratitude. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asali kol sarki. Blessed are you, creator of the universe, who has provided for me all of my needs.
In the heartwarming gratitude of this prayer, we find a reflection of the profound blessings in Mark's journey, a life graced with love and purpose. This prayer encapsulates a sense of thankfulness for the essential gifts of life, much like the story of Mark and his partner Doug, whose bond has been a source of strength, inspiration, and unwavering support. Doug and Mark were partners for 10 joyful years before Doug passed from AIDS in 1990. We also explore his entrepreneurial journey, marked by a small business venture, reflecting the prayer's theme of provision in opportunities, experience, and courage.
But when I started, it was just a one-person operation, me and the letterpress. So I had to go out and find the customers. I had to take the orders. I had to come back to the shop and make the signs, the product. Then I probably used the delivery service to get it delivered, or someone came to my door to pick it up. Then I had to type the invoice. I had to send out the bills. I had to collect the receivable. It was a one-man show. And then on May 20th, 1980, Doug Jackson walked into my business to order some signs. About 28, 29, he was 5 years younger. He was not long out of school, and he had just moved to San Francisco. He had red curly hair, and we had our exchange. He gave me his little calling card. As he left, I thought, I want to see that guy. And so I courted him over the summer of 1980. So I've had two great loves in my life. I could go back to the day, and it was instant in both cases. So I could go back to that day. And I've had a great life. I had wonderful things of my youth. Now that I'm not, I look back on and, oh, those were simpler times, or all the privileges of youth. Of course, we've all heard youth is wasted on the young.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mark for generously imparting his invaluable wisdom and sharing his personal journey with us throughout this semester. Mark is a true trailblazer who acts with such intent, honor, dignity, and love, and has left an undeniable mark on us as individuals and the queer community at large. We are truly fortunate to have had Mark as our elder, and are so appreciative for the depth and authenticity he brought to our discussions. Thank you, Mark, for being an exceptional source of knowledge and inspiration for so many.